Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ars.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. Question number 1, excuse my squeaky chair. If you have elemental skills, what would suit you most and why? Probably... Is arcane elemental? Or are you suggesting like fire, earth, air and water? Because if we're going to do that, then earth. I've always felt an attraction and a pull to earth. And I think it's because I'm a Taurus if we're going to go that route. I just love, there's something about trees. And I think have you watched The Witches, is it called The Witches Saga? The Winx Saga on Netflix. There's a girl in it called Terra. And she does all the flowers and growing stuff. I think I'd want what she can do because I think that just looks so cool. Has your hometown changed a lot since you were a kid? If so, how? Have the changes been for the better or worse? It has changed a fair bit. So I grew up in Kent in a place called Barnhurst. And the roads used to be tree lined and that eventually wasn't. They just kind of got more concrete and... Then I kind of bounced around in that area within Kent. I went to the outskirts of Bexley Heath and then to Stone and then Greenhithe. And then I went to Tenterden for a while, which is still in Kent, but it's the countryside. And then I went back to the Barnhurst area. And then I... suddenly made this huge move to Somerset, which is southwest, from southeast to southwest, and I love it here. I don't think I'll ever move from here. I feel so homely here. It is so beautiful, and I've said this before, but they say that Kent is the Garden of England. I'm not sure how. It is the concrete Garden of England. I feel like Somerset is just so beautiful, and if you've got cats and dogs, it's just perfect, especially if you have outdoor cats that like to go out adventuring and stuff. It's just a beautiful area, but the area that I grew up in has changed a bit, and it was just, there was more and more like building works going on and it just felt like the walls were closing in. So suddenly coming here was just such a change, and when I was growing up I never used to enjoy being in the countryside. I used to feel like it was such a cold, I always felt cold and like it was kind of drab. And then when we came here, which is really, really countryside-y, I was like, this is so beautiful. This is like, I feel like it's just the countryside is such a beautiful place. I can't imagine going back to somewhere that's so concrete now. What spoils people? Oh, this is so depressing, but I think for me, watching... Like, I don't even know how it happened because I never used to watch a lot of true crime, and then just, oh, that was it. Do you remember on Netflix it had that Stephen Avery thing, which was, I started watching that with Ian. I caught like from the second episode on, I think it was, and I remember thinking, oh, I don't want to watch this because I might see something horrible, and I really don't like stuff like that. And I remember just watching it and thinking, oh my god, is this how this is crazy, like what a roller coaster. And I really got into like the whole evidence side of it and the psychology side of it and how that was all coming together. And I ended up subscribing to a load of true crime people on YouTube, getting right into the podcasts and everything, and I started to get deeper and deeper into sort of wading out a little bit into deeper water with true crime and not being so afraid of it. But then because I've watched so much of it now, I still enjoy the psychology, criminology and all of that of it, but it spoilt me because now I don't feel the same when I go out. I feel so much more nervous, and I mean, I already felt nervous going out anyway. That was always a thing, but now it's extra, like, am I going to get donked on the head just walking my dog? Things like that. And I think learning the ugly truth about humanity spoils people. And unfortunately, I don't know how we can ever stop that. Very dark, very deep. What makes you happy right now? Love this question because it makes me think of the things that make me happy. Someone's asked me this before, and I always straight away think of being sandwiched between Ian, and my dog, and I'm safe and I'm warm and I'm loved, and that makes me happy. Would you ever take someone back even if they left you for someone else, or would you move on? That's a tricky question. It really does depend on the situation. When I was a kid, when I was about 16, 17, my first boyfriend, it was like that. He was my first love, so I was very, very like all walls down, 100%, both feet in. And then he cheated on me, and then he kept cheating on me, and I kept taking him back. And I think when you love someone that blindly and passionately, it's really difficult in the moment to not take them back, because it's all you want. It's just literally your whole life. That's all you want. Also being so young as well, like it's very, your emotions are so heightened. But I think in my relationship now with Ian, there isn't really even a thought about anything like that, because we've been together for nearly, I think it's like 14 years, and we're not married or anything, but we're just so, I don't want to say comfortable, because I think people look at that and sort of think, oh, you're just comfortable. But you know what, actually we are, and it's a nice feeling, because you don't focus on things. You don't have to focus on finding the things that you've already got them, and you can focus on having fun together. And I look at Ian's parents and I just think I really want that for Ian and I when we grow older, when we're at that point in our lives. I really want that for us too. And their activities, they've got like an RV, and they go out driving together and sort of travel around the country in it. And I think, oh, that's just exactly what I want. And get a little dog, and they haven't got a dog. But I look forward to things like that, and it's nice. I feel really lucky, really just lucky that I have that. And I think I learned a lot from my parents' divorce. I saw what happened, and I saw this whole like grass is greener mentality, and I saw so many things come from that divorce that's just really taught me a lot. And so I'm thankful for that, even though it was a shitty thing, like I'm thankful for it. Do you prefer to talk or listen? I prefer to listen. I know, like, in these vlogs, I'm like, talky, but I'm such a quiet person. Like, you'll have to fight me tooth and nail to get me on Discord for a chat. I'm that kind of person. I maybe will go on for a chat every now and then, raid night, and I barely really say anything. And it's because I'm just a quiet person. I am a quiet person. It may not seem like it, but I am. I like to just listen. And as I said, like, I like people watching and just observing. And I like to save my voice. I think because I use my voice for singing as well. Like, if you ask a lot of other singers and actors, if they know they're going to be performing, they don't go and sit there chatting their heart out for like 2 hours before a performance. They'll be warming their voice up gently, and getting it ready for a big performance, and then using everything they have. And because I can feel now my vocal cords are quite tired. I've just recorded 6 Q&As back to back, so I know for the rest of the day I will just drink hot water and sit quietly. And I guess it's more of a I think it's a 50-50 between it's a job choice for my singing, and also is it like a mental or an emotional choice? It's like a bit of both, isn't it? Because I like to be quiet, but I also want to be quiet to save my voice for my job, if that makes sense. So that is it for this month's Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this fun, then head on over to ars.fm/Sharmalade, and I will do my best to answer your question. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.